Hey, Ryan Michael Galloway here. Welcome to Gigster and the Pooch. The Pooch, of course, is David Spangenberg, Professor Pooch, and I'm Ryan Michael Galloway, and of course I'm the Alpha Gigster. And welcome to our very first show. We're going to introduce ourselves and let you know what we're going to talk about over the next series, and hopefully be quite a series. Hey, David?
Let's say that. That'll be cool.
So I think it'd be a good idea. This is just, it's very conversational, and you folks out there on the internet who are watching this are just going to sit in on our conversation as we breeze through a lot of what I think are very critical subjects around entertainment law, contracts. I know that can get a little dry. We're going to keep it as lively as we can.
That'll be fun. Come on. You can make contracts fun as long as it's in real English.
Yeah, and especially if it's us, right? So,
Right.
no, we're not full of ourselves or anything. But anyway, so, let's let these folks know who we are to start out with and why maybe they ought to be listening to us, David. So can you give us just in a nutshell a little background on you and what you've been doing and why it's important for people like me and the folks out there to listen to you and what you have to say about things like entertainment law?
Well, it's really funny. This year makes 40 years now I've been in the industry. Starting as a rock and roll guitar player. Yeah, I am a musician. Okay, folks. I was a singer, songwriter, recording artist. And I learned very early when a song I wrote for somebody ended up on a major label, and my name wasn't on it as a writer. That's when I stepped back and realized I better learn the business. So I spent a lot of years both on the recording ends, but also working with all the different companies, up at the famous Brill Building in New York to publishing houses to wherever, And but for the last 30 years, I've been guiding people's careers in the entertainment industry. I guide the creative, business, and legal ends. I stay away from the technical ends. Okay, I just know to twiddle the knobs so the music feels good. But I've been guiding like singers, songwriters, arrangers, producers on the creative end, to publishers, indie labels, production companies on the business end. So for the last 30 years, I've been doing that with, guiding careers, doing contracts. For the last 20 years, since 1990, I've been an educator and an author. In the last 10 years, I've been on the web trying to spread the word and help people out of messes at ProfessorPooch.com.
Well, and so what I've been up to, starting in about 1970, I think it was 76, I did some songwriting for a few years with Columbia Screen Gems, which at the time was one of the top 2 or 3 publishing houses in the business, and went on to do a little writing for Sunbury Dunbar. I had a number of songs recorded by artists, but never quite released, and so that old adage, the sign of making progress in the music business is bigger and better things keep falling through. Well, I'm kind of a poster child for that part way back then. But what I figured out a while back is that you don't need the record companies, that you can make an awful lot of money out of the music business with your own little record company, publishing your own stuff, or writing your own stuff, and even doing covers of other people's stuff. And in fact, compared to what you'd make off of a gold album, which is probably minus $70,000, that means you still owe the record company some money, that if you make even $1 after selling your own CD, you're probably ahead. So as you know, David, and I think a lot of folks out there, I started a website called WeDon'tNeedNoStinkingRecordCompany.com, where I did 365 posts in 365 days, and those were all video posts. Leading up to that, I've released a couple CDs. I continue to keep my hand in the music business. I've produced some acts. I've produced myself. And that's at a regional level, but I know my way around the studio. And I'm kind of the nuts and bolts guy, less the legal guy than you are, and more let's get the equipment chosen and know how to run it. Let's know enough science to know how we can use the acoustics of a room to our advantage. And just, going out and gigging like crazy, like the 100+ dates I've done since December. So, I've done quite a few gigs.
Yeah.
And even as,
you can't throw away experience. Experience is it.
So here you and I are a couple of quote-unquote old guys, but the fact is we've come up through the business. We're still very active, whether it's, in teaching and producing and stuff like that, or actually getting out and gigging and recording. And so I think that we have an awful lot of even very fresh information to give to people because we've watched this business change and we're watching people getting screwed every day.
No doubt about it. That's one of the reasons I came out into the open with the web and stuff. I used to try to get people out of messes. I was the person, Pooch, get me out of this mess. Now I want to prevent people from getting into the mess in the first place.
So obviously they can go to ProfessorPooch.com to see that. And if they want to still look at my blogs, they're still up and more are coming at We Don't Need No Stinking Record Company.com. And hey, we're both on Facebook. I hope everybody gets out there and friends us because we're going to be, giving notices out there. And boy, just Google us. Google Professor Pooch or David Spangenberg. Google Ryan Michael Galloway or the Alpha Gigster, and you're going to find us out there. And or just come back here, and we're going to have lots for you, and coming out on a very regular basis. So, well, that's it. Gigster and the Pooch. We're going to be back, so be looking for us. Thanks.
Take care.